Good morning, everybody, and hello and welcome to the PreStream podcast. Today is Saturday, December 11th, 2021, and this is episode 11, I believe. I say I believe because, again, I keep losing track. Every day, I'm like, oh, it's episode, shit, forgot. I think it's episode 11 today. Welcome to the podcast. We're in the midst of the weekend, a busy weekend for many, including me, with the holidays. Right? Everyone's hustling and bustling about. Many people are working overtime right now. Certain industries for sure. Many people are going crazy, go Christmas shopping and the like. Personally, kind of the same thing around here. Like I got a Christmas card from my parents and I got to fill it out and mail it because the mail is so bad in the United States that I don't even know if I mail it like tomorrow if it'll actually get there for Christmas. Even though Christmas is like, 2 weeks away, it doesn't mean nothing. That's how bad stuff is here in the USA when it comes to Christmas, okay? So everyone, welcome to the PreStream podcast. I have a lot to talk about today. I have positive updates. I have news stories. I have a lot going on right now that I would like to talk about, all right? As we start this podcast today, what I need to start doing is getting into a regular rhythm of things that are important in regards to DSPGaming and the channel. So what I really should do every day when I open the podcast is I should say a couple things as a reminder. For example, I should say, hey guys who are watching this on demand on YouTube and not live on stream, remember, you can help DSPGaming by liking this video and leaving a positive comment on the video. Those things help a lot. They really do. By doing those things on every video that you like, you will actually be helping this channel grow in the long term. And again, I know it's been years and years since you've actually had the regular ability to do that, and now you can. So please do, okay? Another thing, as of last night, we had reached our record number of channel members here on the channel, 334, and then we lost one overnight. So the record number of members we have is 334, okay? It would be great if we could get that back right away today and grow upon that. If every day we can, I'm streaming, I should say, if every day that I'm streaming, we can increase this channel members number by just a couple, that would be positive growth. And the truth is, if you take a look at my monthly goals that I have for members, for example, this month, we were already at 325 when the month started. My goal is 365. So think about this. If I get 2 a day, and let's say once a week I'm not streaming, so that would be what? 26, 27 days of streaming. 2 a day, that means I would have over 50. That's way above what I was looking for the monthly goal. You see, it's not a big deal. It's just a little bit of growth every day, little bit. So, if you're watching this content today, whether you're watching live on stream or you're watching on demand on YouTube, again, please consider becoming a member. Just a couple a day. We'll hit all our goals. This monthly goal is the return of the retrospective event. I know you guys want to do a retrospective event come January where we go down memory lane. We watch your favorite moments from my 13 years of content creation. We reminisce and I do commentary on it. It's always a great time, okay? All right. So that being said, excuse me. Let's now talk about what we're doing today. Let's talk about some interesting news stories, okay? So first of all, let's briefly go over the schedule for the week. Then I want to talk a little bit about yesterday, because yesterday was a very interesting day with an experiment that I did on the late stream, and I'd like to let you all know how that went and about the future of content here on the channel that's going to be affected by that experiment, and then talk about some news stories that are going on. Okay, so today, ladies and gents, today we're continuing on with the Halo Infinite campaign. I only played this one stream so far, and the one stream that I played on launch day, Wednesday, I loved it. I thought the graphics were great, the controls are good. Plot so far is interesting. Looking forward to more and seeing where the plot goes, because I don't know where it's gonna go. I have a couple ideas of where the plot may go, although they're all just my ideas. I might talk about that during today's gameplay. I won't talk about it now, because why talk about it so early when we can talk about it when we're playing the game, right? But in particular, I hit the open world aspect of the game near the end of the stream. I had about maybe like 45 minutes to do the open world gameplay, and I really liked it. I went to a couple bases and took them over. By finding all the enemies and blowing up the silos and hitting a couple switches. I went to another base where there was a VIP. I killed the VIP and cleared the base, and it allows me now to have the plasma sword spawn at my outposts. So now I can have the plasma sword as part of my regular loadouts when I go around killing things, and that's good because the plasma sword is incredibly powerful. I really like the grappling hook. I feel like the grappling hook significantly changes the pacing and the gameplay of the game. While previously I always kind of argued that Halo was a slow-paced game, now with the grappling hook, with the fact that you can move fast, you can zip line into enemies, boosh, punch them in the face, and you can traverse big heights, it makes Halo feel innovative for the first time in a very long time, but not in a way that feels like they're copying other franchises. You know what I'm saying? Like when I played Halo 4 and 5, and I was playing some of the multiplayer and stuff, I was like, man, you know, it really feels like they're trying to copy Call of Duty. They're trying to copy other franchises. And that's not good. You don't want them to copy. You want them to do something that's original and makes them feel more modernized for themselves. This game feels like it's Halo plus original stuff that they decided to add to make it fun. And I like that about it. I'm really enjoying the Halo Infinite campaign so far. I mean, I'm only 3 hours in. So I'm pretty early on. Okay? I am. But, I'm excited for this. More of it today. By the way, I don't know what's going on. No one is talking in stream chat. Right now, we have over 120 people and growing. More people are joining the pre-stream. And I don't know why no one is talking. I hope that just means you're all listening to me. I have no idea what's going on, if the stream chat glitched or something. Yesterday, the stream chat glitched multiple times, where it froze up, and I had to refresh it 2-3 times to get it to work again. It seems to be working now. Now everyone's just started typing at once, see? So, as long as you guys are here and listening, you know, I don't want to be talking to myself. It's hard to tell if the stream's working when no one's chatting. Okay. Okay. All right. Good. Now people are talking, so apparently it's working. Good. So today's mainstream Halo Infinite campaign, I'm very excited for that, and I want to see where it goes. I hope that you guys will be engaged and enjoy the stream, and also, I'll be honest, I hope people will support it, because I really like this right now. And if I understand, it's like anywhere from 10 to 15 hours, and it really depends on how much open world content you do and how much you explore. Personally, I'm okay with 4 or 5 streams if it's good, if it's engaging, and so far it seems really good, so I'm excited for more today, and I hope you guys feel the same. Cool. Later tonight, the late stream at 6:45 p.m. Pacific time will be Halo. Let's try this again. Forza Horizon 5. I have not played this in over a week. Forza has been a great game so far, although admittedly, unlike previous years, when Forza came out and there was not much else going on, so I could focus more on it, this year we're juggling so much at once that it's kind of hard for me to focus on it, so I've barely been playing it. At this point, I think we're nearing 20 hours of gameplay. In fact, taking a quick look, I think we're at around, hold on the fly, I can take a quick look here. Okay, 14, yeah. We just hit around 14 hours of gameplay in Forza Horizon 5. And I'm really liking the game. The visuals are gorgeous. The controls are good. The variety of cars is interesting. The variety of events. You know, there's different kinds of story-based events, but then there's just races and stunts and challenges and barn cars and everything. And the thing that I really like about Forza is you don't have to do nothing specific at all. You can just drive around and just explore the map and have a good time, a chill time. Really, when we play Forza, it's a relaxing stream. Tonight, what I'd like to do is do a combination, do some of the major plot stuff. For example, I've unlocked all the major ending finale events for each one of the event types. There's 6 event types in the game, and I already did one big finale, and I'd like to maybe do another one tonight. The thing is, those finale events are very long. The last one I played was a 16-minute race, the longest race I've ever done in any racing game, and apparently they're all like that this time around. So I'd like to do some of that. I'd like to do some story-based content. Maybe we'll look for some barn cars. I'd like to do a variety of stuff tonight, okay? But if you're into the chill streaming stuff, this is definitely the kind of stream you want to tune into tonight, okay? It's relaxing. It's fun. It allows us to have a lot of conversation. So I hope you'll join me tonight for that. And it should be a good time, okay? Now, tomorrow, Sunday, we swing back to Vice City. Vice City's been great so far. Yesterday, in particular, was a great stream because we had lots of progress in the plot, finishing up basically the whole first third of the game. Now we head into the part of the game where you take over the central island. That's the Scarface Mansion. And now you have to go out. And yes, there's a few story-based missions to do, but then it becomes the whole business takeover part of the game, which is the lengthy, grindy part of the game. At the very same time, it's fun, especially with an interactive audience, to do that part of the game, because it's not just you doing it yourself. I can talk with you guys and chill and whatever when we're doing it. So that should be a good time. Tomorrow night will be the continuation of Lost Judgment. Now, we are in the home stretch of Lost Judgment, meaning if I wanted to beat the game, I could beat it within like 2 streams. That's how far we are into the plot. But there is significant side content in the game that I've put time into that I want to finish. It looks like we can finish up the boxing club, the dance club, and even possibly, depending on time, the bike club, just in one stream coming up tomorrow night. Okay? So if that's the case, excellent. I hope we can do that. I hope we can finish that up, and then we can continue on with the game. But we'll see what happens tomorrow night, okay? Then on Monday, it'll be more Halo Infinite campaign paired with Halo Infinite multiplayer. I know, I haven't had a chance to play the multiplayer recently. I've been trying to play it twice a week. This week, it just didn't come together, especially because it's a shorter streaming week for me anyway. So we'll be doing that Monday night. It'll be all Halo all day on Monday. And then Tuesday will be more, more Vice City paired with more Lost Judgment. And that's my streaming week. Like, it's a short streaming week for me this week. It's only 5 days, okay? That's a direct result of the fact that last week, my streaming week was 7 days. So it has to kind of even out at some point, okay? Wednesday will be my day off. Now, many events coming up. Just to remind you guys, right now is your last opportunity to nominate games for the upcoming Christmas Marathon event. The Christmas Marathon will take place on Thursday, the 23rd of December, okay? It's going to be an all-day-long event. I'll be dressed up in festive Christmas attire and changing attire sometime during the day. I'll be drinking. What will I be drinking? Likely some eggnog and maybe some other stuff, including maybe some hard liquor, like maybe some apple whiskey and stuff like that over the course of the day. I don't think I'm going to do beer this year, because every year I do beer, it just ends up being okay, and I end up feeling like bloated and having to use the bathroom and shit. And I'm like, I don't think I want to do that this year. I might just drink some other stuff and just drink slowly. You know what I mean? So, really? Is the chat screwed up? Michael Kane says, I think chat might be bugged. I'm only seeing messages from everyone post at the same time every other minute. So it's all locked up? Yeah, look, now that it seems like it's working again. It's working for me right now. Now I can see your messages live. But you're right, it was locking up for like a minute or two at a time, and all of a sudden like 20 messages would go, whoop! This is weird. I wonder if YouTube chat's screwed up today or something. Now it seems fine. Now it seems to be working again. Well, we'll roll with it. I'll let you know what I see on my end. Now it seems to be working. Okay. Anyway, continuing on. Also during that Christmas Marathon event will be a variety of games that you guys are nominating right now. But you only have a few more days to nominate. When this streaming week ends, I'm going to tally up your results. I'm going to formulate polls on which you guys are going to vote what games I'll be playing on Christmas, okay? So, how do you nominate games if you haven't yet? Go to the main channel page right here of DSPGaming on YouTube. Go to the community tab, and on the community tab there should be posts. One is for everyone, and one is for members only. So if you're just a common viewer, you're not a member, there's a post for you to nominate games. If you're a member, that means you can do the regular post and the members only post, and you can nominate games twice. All right? So members get good big priority here. They get to nominate games twice and have an increased chance of getting their game into the event. All right? I'm excited to see what you guys nominated. I actually didn't even look. I'm serious. I haven't even, in the last week or so that it's been live, I didn't even look at what you guys nominated, so I don't even know what kind of games you got in there. I'll be excited to check that out and turn it into a poll and have you guys start voting. All right? But pretty much last chance. You got today, tomorrow, and probably like Monday, and then probably either Tuesday or Wednesday. I'm going to close that off and turn it into the polls. Okay, fair enough? Good. I'm excited for that. Now also, Ask the King is coming up. I'm doing a holiday-themed Ask the King on Christmas Eve, which is Friday the 24th of December. It's actually my only stream for that day, because my wife works during the day, and then at night, we're going to have a nice dinner together and celebrate Christmas Eve together. So, that being said, please give a look on the Ask the King thread submission thread. Boy, I can't speak today. Please give a look to the Ask the King submission thread. Here, I'm going to hold my face and maybe I won't lose my train of thought. You can post up your questions for Ask the King by typing ! Ask the King into the stream chat right now. It will bring up the link on my forums on which you can post up your questions. Now, also that link will auto-populate in the chat about every 15 to 20 minutes. Okay, I got it out of the way and I didn't fucking get distracted. So yes, please do. Please post up your questions for Ask the King. The more I get, the better the show is. It would kind of suck if I get to Christmas Eve. I'm like, oh, it's time for Ask the King. Oh, I have 10 questions, and they're not very good. What am I going to do now? Okay. So there you go. All right. So, thank you guys. That's the holiday stuff coming up. All right. All right. Now what I would like to talk about. All right. What I would like to talk about is yesterday. And yesterday night and what happened in particular with my weekly Street Fighter stream, because yesterday was quite interesting. Okay, so as you guys know, I grew up playing old school Street Fighter. I used to be a competitive Street Fighter player in the 2000s. It's been quite a while since I've been a competitive Street Fighter player, but I still know my shit when it comes to old school Street Fighter, and that's why I really enjoy playing old school Street Fighter once a week. You guys, over the years that I've been doing so, 3+ years, have told me it's a very cherished weekly event that I do. And even this year, as a different thing, usually during the busiest gaming season of the year, the fall, I forego playing Street Fighter to focus on other games. But this year, you guys really told me you want me to keep doing it. So I did. Every Friday night, I stuck with it, and I kept playing old school Street Fighter. You guys really like that. However, there's a double-edged sword here. And the double-edged sword is I play a version of the game on consoles that's not very good. I played the Street Fighter 30th Anniversary Collection on PlayStation, and it's not great. The lobby system leaves a lot to be desired. There's no way to even set up properly a private lobby that works. There's no way to actually invite people properly and have it work. There's no way to kick someone from a lobby, ban someone from a lobby. And the netcode sucks too. It's like a lot of issues. It's like, I want to play the old school games. Great. Here's a collection to do it, but now you got to put up with all these shortcomings that they never really improved the collection to make it very worthy of your dollar, just being honest. So, that being said, after playing this for 3.5 years and getting constant trolls following me around in this collection, which kind of ruins some Friday night sessions, honestly, because if they keep taking up spots in the lobbies and then they don't play or they troll with laggy connections, it's a waste of everyone's time, right? So, over the course of the last week, there was a hypothetical that we talked about. I said, gee, I wonder what would happen if I actually played Street Fighter on an Xbox console, because this collection is available on Xbox consoles too. And I'm just curious, would it be a different experience, right? Would it actually be a different experience if I played it on the other people who play it actively on Xbox, who don't play it on PlayStation, and I would have a different player base to play with? Are the connections better? Is the lobby system better? I'm just curious. And I was throwing this out there. I was like, I also realized the only reason that I have PlayStation Plus right now, like literally the only reason that I keep that subscription membership, is to play Street Fighter Online. If you look at all the games I've played in the last year, how many multiplayer games did I realistically play that were on PlayStation? I started thinking, I'm like almost none, right? Like, what multiplayer games did I play on PlayStation? If you take a look at the past few months, Back 4 Blood, that was Xbox. Right now I'm playing Halo, that's Xbox. Forza 5 has online components, that's Xbox. Literally every game that I've been playing online has been on Xbox, not on PlayStation. So why am I paying for this subscription, right? So I was just mulling this about, and I was like, man, I wonder if I tried it on Xbox, it would be any good, and maybe if it is good, I could get rid of the subscription for PlayStation, since I'm not really making use of it, and maybe I could dodge the trolls this way, who've been harassing me in the game for many years. So it was just an idea, and I was like, we'll see what happens, but I wasn't expecting anything. Someone donated the game to me over the course of the week. I certainly didn't see that coming. I really didn't see that coming, and I was like, we'll just play it on PlayStation, it's fine. All of a sudden, someone donates the game. I was like, wow. So obviously very generous, and thank you to the person who did donate the game and wishes to remain anonymous. So last night, for the first time ever, we tried out the Street Fighter 30th Anniversary Collection on Xbox Series X. I used this gamepad. What the hell? Why is that all caught up there? Hold on. Jesus, hold on. All I want to do is show you the gamepad. It's like a fucking project. What the frick? Hold on. What the fuck is going on? It's like a... It's like a big knotted noodle. What the hell? Ah! Hold on, I've almost got it untangled. Jesus. Jesus fuck. Okay. I wasn't expecting it to be that complicated. Okay. I used this gamepad to play Street Fighter last night. Okay? There were pros and cons. The pros. It didn't seem that bad at all for a D-pad. I would say this is one of the best D-pads I've probably ever played a fighting game on, including better than the D-pad of the PlayStation 4, better than the D-pad of the previous Xbox controller for Xbox One. It just seems like they really did a good job on this D-pad. However, being honest here, I seem to have a few issues with various motions. For example, if I buffered a 360, which is basically a command grab, if I buffered it off of like a standing move, I could do it. But I couldn't just like do the move out of nowhere. On a joystick, someone's coming at me, I could just on the fly, whoop, command grab and grab them right out of their move. Can't do that on here. I need to kind of buffer it with another move. Oddly enough, I could get Shoryukens and I could get like rounded motions, like for example the Tiger Knee motion, which is for moves such as the Tiger Knee with Sagat, the rolling throw with Cammy, or I call it the chicken wing, but it's the flipping kick with Fei Long. I could get that move only facing the left direction. Whenever I faced right, I had a very difficult time doing Shoryukens and doing the moves. I don't know why I could do it one way or the other. I don't know if it's my thumb, because I'm out of practice. I don't know if it's the D-pad. But the biggest shortcoming, in my opinion, is that this, not the D-pad itself, but the game, the Street Fighter 30th Anniversary Collection, does not have the ability to button map 3 buttons onto one, meaning, for example, 3 punches together is the spinning clothesline with Zangief. 3 punches together in the air is the dive with T-Hawk. Holding 3 kicks or 3 punches together and releasing is the turn punch with Balrog, okay? They don't have that in the game. Now, just to give you guys some comparative perspective here, I've been playing Street Fighter on console since the first version. The first actual version of Street Fighter 2 on console was on the Super Nintendo Entertainment System. Way back when in 1991 or 2. And then the next version was actually Hyper Fighting and or Champion Edition. Hyper Fighting was on SNES and Champion Edition was on the Genesis. As far back as then, 1991, 1992, you could button map 3 buttons onto one because they realized when you're playing on a D-pad or controller, you need to have that. How are you going to press 3 buttons at once and have it come out on a controller like that? Two face buttons and a shoulder button. It's almost impossible to time that properly, right? So they had it, you could map it. Not in this collection. Just think about that for a second. In the early 1990s, the first console versions ever of Street Fighter had a capability because they knew competitively you would need it. It's not present in the current version of Street Fighter on modern consoles. They removed it. When I tell you guys this collection was incredibly bare bones and very poorly made, I mean it. Digital Eclipse, the company that people are campaigning to remake Marvel vs. Capcom 2 for modern consoles, did a piss poor job with this collection and left out ridiculously common features that a competitive game would want on a console. It doesn't make any sense that anyone would want them to make anything ever again. The collection is terrible, okay? So that being said, it definitely left a lot to be desired control-wise. But I still did pretty good. I still got a ridiculous amount of wins. I would definitely say this, there's way less competition on Xbox than there is on PlayStation, but that could be a result of the fact that there's just no one really playing on Xbox of note, and a lot of people have actually said over the years that the reason that maybe people are still playing it on PlayStation is because they know that I play it once a week, and so the nights that I play it, people purposely play that night because they know there'll be more competition. There were people who told me that on nights that I don't play the collection, it's dead. You can't find anyone. So maybe that's what it is. Now, on the Xbox, there is no open lobby system. And what I mean by that is you can't say, oh, look for lobbies, and it'll list 10 lobbies that are open. You can join whichever one you want. That doesn't exist on Xbox. There's a reason for that. It's because on the Xbox, there's the ability to block players. Now, that's an Xbox Live feature. That's not an in-game feature. But because that's a feature of Xbox Live, what did they do is, this guy's an asshole or troll. He's playing like shit. He's cheating. He rage quits. I want to block him. I don't ever want to play him again. Well, what'll happen is you'll never fight that guy ever again. If there's a lobby with that guy in it, the game will not join it. But that's why when you click join, the game will auto search for an open lobby and just toss you into one. You have no control over what lobby you join. So if there's a troll and you mark him as a troll, you'll never play that guy again. But then again, it might be harder to find lobbies if that guy's sitting in the only open lobby there is. And I'll give you a perfect example about this. Okay? Jose. Yes, that same guy who has trolled me for 3.5 years in the PlayStation version of this collection, I guess has an account on Xbox too. Because he was there and he was playing. The funny part about it, though, is that he did not know how to glitch the game on Xbox. He glitches the game on PlayStation. What I mean about that is he'll join a lobby, and then if you go to play him, the game crashes, and then it kicks you back to the lobby. You play him again. The game crashes, kicks you back to the lobby. And since there's no ability to kick someone out of a lobby in this game or ban them from a lobby, he basically ruins the lobby and everyone has to leave. This is how he's trolled this game for years. Okay? So on Xbox, it doesn't do that. He actually has to play the game. There's no way apparently to glitch it. And he sucks. He's not playing for real. He's a fucking scrub. So you can just body the dude. He doesn't fucking know what he's doing. So after bodying him 2 or 3 times, I was like, this is just a waste of fucking time. So I clicked block. I don't want to play this guy ever again. And then for the rest of the night, I never played him. But what ended up happening was, after about 90 minutes of playing, I couldn't even find a lobby to play in anymore. Oh shit, well this sucks. I'm playing this new collection, I can't even find a lobby to play people in. So then I said, on a whim, I was like, maybe I'll search for ranked matches. Because ranked matches stopped working on PlayStation about 2 years ago. You would click search and it would search endlessly and you'd never find anyone. The only way you could play anyone on PlayStation is via the lobby system. So I was like, maybe just on a whim, ranked matches will work. Surprisingly enough, they did. Both for Super Turbo and for Street Fighter 3 Third Strike, I was able to find competition, and it was multiple people. It wasn't like one guy. I was playing 2, 3, 4 different people. And the matches weren't bad. The matches were not bad. For me playing on a D-pad, you know, it wasn't that bad. It was actually fun. So I was like, whoa, so this is kind of interesting. If I play on PlayStation, I could play via the lobby system. And then if I play on Xbox, I can try the lobby system. If it doesn't work, I can go to ranked matches and play that way. Okay? So basically by the end of the stream last night, it was a very interesting experiment. Let's put it that way. We kind of determined, it was funny because some people were like, well, goodbye PlayStation, that's it. I was like, no, calm down. We're not abandoning the PlayStation version of the game. This was just an interesting experiment to see what would happen. And I don't want to say I'm abandoning the PlayStation version. There may very well be people on PlayStation. Like I said, they only play on the night that I play because they feel that's the night that people will be out to play it, you see? So I don't want to just ditch that version. At the very same time, it was interesting to play it on Xbox for sure and see different player base and all of that. In fact, I played 2 viewers. I played Rugel Bernstein and I played Retro X, 2 regular viewers to my fighting game streams, and it was very fun to play against them, even though, sadly, against Rugel Bernstein, the connection was terrible. There's nothing you could do about that. It was fun. So, what I basically said is, here's what we can do. Every week, we could play one, and if it ends up kind of slowing down or being crappy, we could switch over to the other console and play the other, right? Now, long term, if there's nothing going on PlayStation, and there's literally no other games I'm playing online, yeah, I may actually cancel my PS Plus subscription for now, because what's the point of paying, what is it, $50, $60 a year, if I'm getting 0 out of it? Maybe I would cancel it, and then when there finally is a game that I want to play online, then I would renew it. But if that's the case, then maybe I would fully swap over to Xbox as my online console. But for now, I'm not doing a spur of the moment change like that. So you don't have to worry about that. If you've been playing me on PlayStation or you like watching me play the PlayStation version, it's not going away. What I'll likely do is alternate, okay? We may even alternate between them in one night, okay? So it was a very interesting experiment. Next Friday night, what will we do? Will we do PlayStation or Xbox? I'm not sure yet. Or at least I wasn't sure. Because, ladies and gentlemen, I have a big update for you, okay? I have a big update. All right? Capcom has contacted me behind the scenes and offered me $1 million to play this collection. I'm completely kidding. Are you crazy? No, that would never happen. No one would ever contact me for a sponsorship. Are you out of your mind? You're crazy. No, that didn't happen. You people. No. Anyone who even entertained that for a second, you're out of your mind. That would never happen. You know, listen. I'm happy to be who I am. I'm happy to have the following that I have. I'm happy to just have the support that I get from you guys. That's all I need. It sucks that I'll never be able to get a sponsorship when all these other people get shit literally thrown at them. It's hilarious when you go on social media and you see people who have like 1,000 followers getting fucking promotional materials from these companies and getting their butts kissed and fucking got invited to the Game Awards and shit. I'm like, whatever. Fuck that. I don't need to be any part of that fucking... I'm not part of the in crowd. Oh, elitist gamers, right? I do my thing. I get harassed by people online constantly, which is why I can't have those nice things. Who fucking cares, right? We do what we do. We have a good time. That's all I care about. So anyway, there was an actual positive update. This morning, okay, I wake up. And surprisingly enough, Jasper Kitty did not wake me up in the middle of the morning early like he usually does to lick my face and try to wake me up like hours before I'm supposed to get up. Okay, I got a good sleep. I wake up, I'm well rested. I'm like, I'm feeling well rested today. I was like, I don't know, I feel a good mood. I'm in a good mood today. So I opened up my email, and I got email in there. And what is this? I open it up, and someone goes, Phil, Merry Christmas. What? And I open the email, and it says, order has been placed and shipped. All right? What? Someone bought a Hori joystick for the Xbox and sent it to me as a Christmas present. Wow. Now, wait a minute. Just to say this, I didn't ask for that. Not once did I even allude to wanting an Xbox joystick, nor did I even know for sure that there was a Hori-compatible Xbox joystick. I didn't know any of this. I said I would make do with the D-pad and mess around with it. Okay? So I'm like, looking at him like, is this a troll? No, actually, I know it's real because this is a person who I know from over the years who's been a longtime fan of mine. And they prefer to remain anonymous. They said to me, please keep my name anonymous. I know if you put my name out there, some asshole's going to try to harass me. So just so you know, I'm not going to say who it is. And no, it's not anyone who anyone's thinking. It's not, oh my God, it's the same person. No, it's not. It's actually a very, long-time supporter who I really appreciate that this person's been around for so long watching my content and supporting it, okay? So behind the scenes, they're like, basically, Merry Christmas, man. I'm like, what the hell? So yeah, this joystick, they ordered it for me. And I guess it's supposed to be delivered, like, on Thursday. If it shows up, and there's no guarantee it's good. With shipping this time of year, there's no guarantee it's showing up on Thursday, okay? But obviously, this is crazy. Like, now here's the thing. Having a joystick for Xbox, this opens up possibilities for me. Because now moving forward, when fighting games actually come out for various consoles, like let's say, for example, the next Mortal Kombat or the next Injustice or the next Tekken or the next Street Fighter or whatever, and it's cross-platform, I'll have the ability to say, gee, I can decide which version I want. Or I can say, I'm going to buy it on both consoles. And now I can play both versions against two different groups of competition, right? Especially like Street Fighter. If there's a Street Fighter game I really like, and I want to play it against the biggest, widest group of competition, I would have the ability to do that. You see? But having this joystick allows me to play games at the highest level on multiple platforms, okay? From what I'm to understand, this joystick is very similar to the one I have here. Remember, I bought this Hori Real Arcade Pro 4 in like 2015. So I've had it for 6 years. It's basically the same model, only it's converted to work on Xbox. It's their version on Xbox. So, we'll see what happens. It's supposed to come this week. Now, if it shows up for Friday, then yeah, what I likely will do is Friday when we play Street Fighter, I'll be playing it on Xbox, and we'll try out this joystick for the very first time and see, is it as good as the one I have? Better? Worse? We'll mess around with it. Okay? And go for there. Now, by the way, this doesn't mean I'm not playing the PlayStation version. That's not the case here at all. It just means that for now, we'll mess around a little bit more with the Xbox version. Like I said, I might alternate. I might go between. What I found intriguing was playing those ranked matches last night. I have not been able to play a ranked match in Street Fighter in many, many years. So now doing it is like, wow, I'm actually like going up in the rankings. It was funny. I played a guy who had 3,182 games of Third Strike, and he was ranked black belt, and I beat him like 3 straight. And then he quit and didn't want a rematch. Amazing. And I was playing on D-pad which is also extra hilarious. Okay, so let's see what happens. But I mean, obviously this is good news. This opens up new horizons for me and my fighting game content in the future. Now being able to play it on either console with a joystick allows me to have the best control scheme, and I'm excited for that. Okay, I am. So, awesome, and thank you very much to the long-standing fan for the Christmas present. That's so nice of you. All right. Now, I have some news stories to talk about today. Let's get to them because I actually have quite a bit of news stories to talk about today. Okay? Let's see here. First of all, you guys may not be aware of this because it hasn't really been in the news that much, but I heard about it and I wanted to talk about it. So, last month, the Grand Theft Auto Definitive Edition Collection came out. And if you had Game Pass, you were able to play San Andreas for free under Game Pass. You didn't have to buy the collection. That's actually what I did. I tested San Andreas under Game Pass. I liked it, and I said, okay, now I'll buy the collection and I'll play the other 2 games in it. Okay? Well, this month, it was supposed to be Grand Theft Auto 3. It was available under PlayStation Now. So if you have a PlayStation Now subscription, you could play Grand Theft Auto 3 under it. So people were like, oh, this is good because it doesn't matter if you have Game Pass on Xbox or PS Now on PlayStation. Everyone gets a GTA game for free, right? Well, guess what? It's been, I guess, I don't know if it came out yet, but basically, it's been revealed. The only way you can actually play Grand Theft Auto 3 under PS Now is live streamed. Now, for those who don't understand how PS Now works, yes, it's a subscription-based video game service, much like Game Pass. The difference is you have 2 options. You can either fully download a game and play it, or you can live stream it. PS Now started off as a live streaming gaming service way back when, and it didn't work. I tried PS Now when it launched. I tried the free trial for it. It was garbage. You tried to play a game, it was lagging, it would fucking chop up, it would freeze, because the internet couldn't handle it at all. It just couldn't handle live streaming a whole game like that. And back then, I had great internet too, so it's not like, oh, it was my internet. It was they just can't handle it. The whole idea of trying to live stream a whole game over the internet still does not work. Even with Google bullshit, what was it? Google tried to do it last year and it failed and flopped. It just doesn't work unless you're on fucking fiber optic internet, right? On some fucking crazy ass fucking network in the middle of a fucking university campus, or if you're in the server room of Microsoft, maybe, plugged into their fucking internet, you're never going to be able to live stream a fucking game. It just doesn't work right now. Okay? It just never did. Which is why they turned it into, you can download full games on PS Now to play them, because the streaming service never really worked right. But if you want to play GTA 3 for free, bleh! If you want to play GTA 3 for free, you can only stream it, leading to people trying this and saying, this is garbage, what the fuck is this waste of time? So you want to talk about inequivalent experiences. Get Game Pass, get a full-on game for free, pre-downloaded, everything good to go. Get PS Now, stream it, and can't play it at all. Choppy, glitchy, buggy, fucking falling apart, lagging out. Wow. Wow. Battleduck says, actually, I have fiber and it still sucks. Yet Randy says, PS Now works well for me, but I have trouble with Game Pass. It's super pixelated. Randy, you don't stream games on Game Pass. What are you talking about? Randy, I'm just be honest. You don't stream games on Game Pass. You download the whole game and play it off your hard drive. If you're getting pixelization playing games on Game Pass, your hard drive's corrupted, dude. Oh! Okay. Okay. My second news story of the day. Sniper Elite 5 has been announced. Holy shit, they're still making these fucking games. Can you believe it? Now, I played Sniper Elite, what was it, 2 or 3? I played one of them back in the day. And I had fun with it for sure. Remember the game where I did the montage of ball shots? The bullet would go into one testicle, explode, and then bounce and hit the other testicle and explode. And the X-ray kills in that game were outstanding. But I have not played a Sniper Elite game in many years. Well, this game is coming out in 2022 on Game Pass. So I'm probably going to play it. It's free. Why the fuck wouldn't I? I want to shoot more testicles, dude. In fact, I'm going to purposely aim for the testicles now. I want to say, can you have like rubber bullets that shoot in the balls and bounce around the balls like back and forth like a pinball? So I guess we'll see. But I'm excited to see Sniper Elite 5 next year. Of course, there's no release date, but they're saying it's coming out next year and it will be day one on Game Pass. So that's cool. Ladies and gentlemen, controversy. Controversy. You ready for this? As you guys know, over the last year, we had the launch of a new line of consoles. We had the PlayStation 5 and the Xbox Series S and X. And what's interesting to see is that there have been certain game developers and game publishers and companies that have been charging the standard cost of games, $60 for their games, right? Some companies even offer free last-gen and current-gen versions of the games for the same price, which is a really good value in my opinion. But some companies decided, oh, well, new console gen, new prices. Let's jack up the price of our games for $10. And when people have asked, well, why are you jacking up the price of the game for $10? Is it because of better graphics and longer development time and maybe you need more resources? No one's justified this. They just said, we're just charging you $10 extra. So now games are $69.99 instead of $59.99 USD. And then people are like, but wait a minute. Why is it that only certain game studios have done it? If that's the case, right, then obviously it's not a standard thing. It's actually probably not true at all that you need $10 extra to develop these games. It's just you want more money, right? If one company is selling the next gen version, or I guess I should say the current gen version of a game for $60, the other company's charging $70, but you look at the games and they're equivalent, then why is one charging more than the other? Because they want your money. They want more money. They want to milk you for more money because they're greedy fucks, right? So this has been a controversial topic over the last year. Why are some certain companies do it and others not? So now it has been revealed, all right, Square Enix, starting in 2023, will begin charging $70 for the PC versions of their games. What? Wait a minute. The PC versions of the games that literally will not require any extra dev time or anything because it's the same shit you've been developing all along. So you're actually admitting that you just want more money. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're going to say we're charging extra money because we're developing for the new console that has different hardware and it's harder to do it or whatever, that's your justification. But now they're saying we're just going to charge $70 even for the PC version just fucking because we can. Neener, neener, neener. Boo, boo, boo. Give us your money. Like literally. The head of Square Enix yesterday, he was dancing around saying, boo, 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 boo. And everyone was like, wow, this guy's an asshole. But anyway, the real reason this was revealed is because the new game that was shown at the Game Awards, Forspoken. Is this Forspoken? Yeah, Forspoken. It now has a listing, a pre-order listing on Steam. And it's $69.99. And everyone's like, what? Why? And so some people clicked on it to pre-order it to see what would happen. And that's when it showed the CEO. He's like, fuck you. Like, wow. That's really insulting. So it seems like the true next gen is here. Because these companies want your money and they're literally saying either buy it or fuck you. We don't care anymore. Give us more money. With literally no justification. They just want to raise the prices. So it looks like no matter where you buy games now, you're fucked. You have to spend $70, even though there's no justification for that pricing. I mean, most of the games I bought in the last year have been $60. There's been very few games that I bought that were $70. But now it seems like they're going to try to do this across the board. Okay. And that's bullshit in my opinion. It's greed. It is. It's greed. If you're making the same game, the same dev cycle, nothing's changed. You're making it for PC. Nothing's fucking changed. You just want more money. You're a fucking money grubber. So, you know, I guess that's business at the same time. I don't think it's business that we should accept. Remember, Just remember this. These companies only get away with it because you continue to buy their products. It's that simple. They can only get away with this kind of practice if you support them. Just like I always say this. If Nintendo does something fucked up and you disagree with it, then don't keep buying Nintendo shit. Oh, I'm really upset that the Nintendo Switch OLED doesn't have any of the features that we wanted that from the new console. We wanted a Switch Plus. Oh, by the way, I went and bought it anyway. Because you're an idiot. You supported the bad practice. Now Nintendo will never learn and continue to do things you don't want because you supported the bad practice. So if you don't want to buy games for $70, don't buy games for $70. And then they won't sell them for $70. Okay. Continuing on. Sony has purchased yet another game studio. This one is called Valkyrie Entertainment. If the name sounds familiar, it's because they were one of the game studios that worked on God of War, along with, I think it was Sony Santa Monica or whatever. And they were one of the companies that had like a certain designation of stuff to work on in the game. It wasn't like they wrote the game or were in charge of the game. They were contracted to do a lot of work for the game. And Sony liked the work they did on God of War so much, they purchased the company. And they said, this company will now be working on a lot of different games for us under our umbrella, doing different tasks and things. That's cool. It's a company that, you know, they're not necessarily a game developer in the sense of they make original games, but they make parts of games. And that's also very much needed in the gaming industry. So it's a game store that's not super exciting, but it's still interesting to know that Sony is trying to do their best with their own, you know, game studios and get a company to take some of the workload off of those major developers who are the big names, right? Okay. My last story for today is certainly not the least, and in fact, it's probably the most upsetting, and it continues on with the plot line that we have been following for a couple months now, Activision Blizzard. Hold on, I'm sorry. I remember, every time I say it, Activision Blizzard. Remember, every time I say that, I have to play that sound effect from now on. Like, I'm not even kidding. Every time I say Activision Blizzard, I have to play that sound effect because that's pretty much exactly what you associate with them, okay? So Activision Blizzard, as we know, has been in a lot of problems recently. I mean, maybe you've heard a few of the headlines. Do I need to go over them? No? Do you remember? Because it's funny. Isn't it funny in the last 2 weeks, no one's talked about it? It was all the rage 2 weeks ago, and all of a sudden, crickets. No one in the games media or journalism, no one's talking about it anymore, right? Like, we forgot about it. Why? Because Bobby Kotick ain't leaving. Bobby Kotick, who most people have designated the biggest scumbag in gaming at this point, the guy who under his watch not only knew about rampant misconduct of his employees, mistreatment of employees, sexual harassment, he allowed it to happen and even knew about some of his head guys doing it and swept it under the rug for profits. You know, that Bobby Kotick, CEO of Activision Blizzard, who everyone wants to oust, including investors, but he won't leave because the board of directors are his buddies. That Bobby Kotick? Okay, I think we've summarized it now. So, what's happened is, in the last few weeks, everyone who works on Activision Blizzard basically doesn't want to work there anymore, but they need the jobs. That's the human condition. Sometimes you just can't do what's right. If you work for Activision Blizzard right now, you probably feel like shit. Because you're like, man, I make great games, but man, my company is a fucking terrible fucking piece of shit company, right? And it's got to be a horrible dichotomy in your head. Man, I like my job. I make good money. I make good games. But man, I really wish that the corporate culture and the people in charge were different. And I really wish that I could have actual like faith in my job, that people weren't going to be mistreated and harassed and treated like dog shit. And that, you know, the money was actually going towards something good rather than Bobby Kotick's pockets where he makes bajillions of dollars every year, even though he's a fucking horrible human being, right? So, with all that being said, you may wonder what actions could the employees actually take if they're in Activision Blizzard. Well, one of the things that I've been talking about for years is that people in the games industry should unionize. They should have these unions that protect their rights, right? Instead of, oh, I'm just a contracted worker at any time, they could fucking fire me, sever my contract, screw me over pay-wise, treat me like dirt, kick me under the rug, and someone else gets treated better than me because they're in with the upper class at the company or whatever. Instead, you unionize. And when you unionize, now you have all these protections in place. There's negotiations that take place between the union and the company you work for to make sure that you have protections. Now, unionization can be a double-edged sword, because even though unionization can definitely help out a group of employees, it can also open a whole other can of worms. For example, union dues. Everyone has to pay dues to this union to make it work, and that could cost more money. Even though in some cases it could benefit workers, some people who are actually in some of the more cushy positions in the company may actually be hurt by being part of a union, because they don't have those kind of high-level negotiations and things directly with the company anymore. Now it all goes through the union. Okay? Although, admittedly, I think unions in general, let me put it this way. It's like many things with humanity. In practice and in theory and as an idea, a union is great. But sadly, when put into practice, sometimes unions can be twisted and corrupted to be something that they're not supposed to be, and then they're not as good as they're cracked up to be, right? It's just like anything in life, right? So that being said, right now, likely most of the employees of Activision Blizzard would benefit for being in a union, because that union would directly negotiate with Activision Blizzard. You can't, if you're in a union, no one at your job can just say, you're fired, bye. It would be, you're fired, but we have to justify the reason for your firing, because if not, the union will get involved and even on your behalf open up a lawsuit against the company for wrongful termination. You see, it's kind of like someone's got your back, but by the way, it's limited. They're not going to unlimited protect you and shit. It basically makes it tougher to mistreat employees, but at the very same time, there's definitely pros and cons to being in a union. All right. But in general, I really feel that a union would help people in the games industry, because they are regularly, as we know from the horror stories we hear, insanely long hours, unpaid overtime, crunch, fuck your family, fuck your life. We need this game out by a certain date to make the profit margin so that the investors are happy and the CEO can buy his 57th yacht, right? Right. So it's pretty bad right now how it is in the games industry. So that being said, having a union could fix some of that stuff, all right? So this is interesting because yesterday there was a news story that went out. Last night, it actually came out pretty late, so a lot of people missed it. In a company-wide email, one of the higher-ups of Activision Blizzard, okay, sent an email out to his employees. And here's, it's in a nutshell, I'm going to summarize what the email said. We're aware that many of our employees have been sent a digital agreement to join a union. What this is a digital contract that is signing away your rights to negotiate directly with management. We want you to understand the direct repercussions of signing such a contract. If you feel that we here in charge of Activision Blizzard are working towards doing the right thing in renovating the company and changing it and making it a better workplace for you, then you shouldn't be signing away your rights to a union. You should trust us to do the right thing, and you can continue to work directly with us to improve the company. So be very careful about what you do when you're signing away your rights. That's like, in a nutshell, that's what the email said. It was way more detailed than that, but essentially when you read the email, well, an executive is actually trying to pressure the employees to not join a union. Like, literally, that's what the email says. It says, hey, if you know what's good for you, don't join this union. We're just saying. That's basically what the email says. Okay? Like, people don't know what unions are and aren't smart enough to make a decision for themselves, right? I think it's almost to me like these people in charge of Activision feel like the people who work under them are dumb. They're just going to, because of the bad press Activision Blizzard has gotten, they're just going to steamroll into joining a union because they feel it's the only way that they can get anything good out of the company, and they're going to be mistreated if they don't, right? They actually feel that the people who work for them are dumb, and that they will just be fooled by an effort to join a union rather than understanding that a union could actually help them to not be mistreated, to get active negotiations with management for things that they want, and to make sure that they don't get terribly, horribly, treated in the company. Like, I read the email, like the email leaked, and I read it word for word, and every word I read, I felt more sick. I'm like, you telling me the people in charge of Activision Blizzard actually think their employees are dumbasses and don't know what a union is and don't understand that when you join a union, you're joining a group, and that group represents you legally, and that you won't have direct representation or negotiation with the company's management anymore. Like, that's what a union is. If you think your employees are stupid, then why'd you hire them? You know? So, it's just funny to me because it's like, here's the truth, is that when you see a communication like that, here's what it really says. Oh shit, we realize we're fucked. Like, we really screwed the pooch on this one. No one in our company likes us anymore. And we realize that this is a last-ditch effort to try to get people to think unions are evil. But once they join the union, that's the end of it for us. We no longer have the ability to do whatever the fuck we want. It's now going to be a tough work, negotiations, efforts to get anything done because we fucked over our employees and they don't want to deal with us anymore because they don't trust us. So they're trying to fool people into thinking unions are evil or bad so that they won't join it, so that they'll keep their power over their employees, do whatever the fuck they want. Like, it's ridiculous reading this email, like how bad it is. And the fact that the person in charge, number one, thinks this email is acceptable, and number two, doesn't realize this email will be leaked to the internet is like ludicrously stupid. Like, how naive can you be? You didn't think people were going to share this with the internet. Are you that dumb? The answer is, yeah, they must be that dumb, because why else would they have sent it? So anyway, to me, I was like, wow. It just continues on with the same line of shit. Like, it just shows that as much as Activision Blizzard is trying to say, oh, Bobby Kotick says, listen, you gotta trust me, man. I swear I'm doing the right thing. I swear I'm trying to change the company from within. You gotta give me the benefit of the doubt. Trust me. Trust in me. Oh, trust in me. It's like a Disney villain. Bobby Kotick's musical number, right? And there's snakes writhing in the background as he dances around. Trust in me. Oh, I'll do everything right. Trust in me. Like, what the fuck is this? It's ludicrous. This is reality. This is reality. This is real life right now. The Disney villains are running Activision Blizzard. I don't know anymore. You know. But anyway, I feel the people who really lose out here are the employees, because they're between a rock and a hard place. They really don't trust the management anymore. I don't blame them. You want to work for this company. You got your foot in the door of one of the biggest gaming companies in the world. You know if you stick with them and you do a good job, likely you're going to get paid at least decently. Hey, the hours might suck and you might have to grind for big releases. But you got yourself in the foot of a company that likely is going to be around and here to stay. They make tons of money on their games, right? It's job security in a lot of ways. Obviously, you don't want to be one of the people that ends up getting fucked over with sexual harassment in terrible situations. So you hope that the company's going to change, but it's like, do you trust them or do you join a union? Now you join the union, now the company's literally sending you harassing emails saying don't join the union. It's like, Jesus Christ, man. I just want to work. I just want to come in and do my fucking job. I got to deal with all your drama every fucking day because the management is a bunch of fucking scumbags, right? It makes you pissed off. It makes you pissed off. I'm not even in the company and I'm pissed off. Really. All right, phase bills goodbye with your fake, by the way, your fake fucking membership crown because you think you're so funny. Because you make a fucking crown next to your name to pretend like you're a member. Now you're banned, so now no one can see your bullshit. Fuck off. Fucking idiot. Okay. So yeah, like, to me, I see the situation. I'm like, man, if anything, the fucked up thing is the employees. How do you even know what to do? How do you even know what to do when you work for Activision Blizzard right now? Right? Do you quit? Well, if you quit, you're not guaranteed to get another job in the industry, so you're fucked. So I stay. Well, if I stay, what do I do? Do I trust the management who have literally for 10, 15 years done the wrong thing? Or do I join a union, but now the management tells me don't join the union, even though it sounds like the best thing for me? The management literally is sending me threatening emails. And what do I do? If you don't join the union, now the people in the union hate you because now you're like, you didn't join us, right? Like, what the fuck do you do? I don't know. This sucks. This whole fucking thing sucks. It sucks. I don't like it. It's bullshit. Something's got to give. Something's got to give with this situation. That's correct. Jake says your employer cannot legally fire you for talking to, joining, or even organizing a labor union. This is because the National Labor Relations Act protects your right to form, join, or assist a union. That's absolutely correct. However, your employer can lie. Your employer can fire you for any reason and get away with it. Now, after the fact, you can try to protect yourself, but they will do that. For example, I worked for Best Buy, and Best Buy did not like me because I was working on a business team. I was higher paid than most people in the store. The business team within a year failed. They didn't want to have the business team anymore. They were trying to find ways to get rid of us or shift us into other positions. I was outspoken against store leadership saying, you guys made the team fail because you're not giving us any resources. You're basically screwing us over. So they hated me in the store. All right? So they framed me. Did they fire me and say, oh, you're not a good worker? No, because I was a good worker. I was making sales. I was doing all of this. But they didn't want me there anymore because I was making too much money and because basically there was no more need for a business team anymore. So they framed me and said that I violated the store's discount policy when I didn't. I filed for unemployment. I won the hearing that we had because they tried to fight it and say you don't deserve unemployment. I won the hearing. The judge essentially laughed at them in the hearing. I could have sued them for wrongful termination and actually won the court case and got my job back. But the thing is, there was no point. Number one, my position didn't exist anymore. Number two, I didn't want to work for a scumbag company like Best Buy anymore. You see? But that's the point. Like, it doesn't matter. If a company wants you out, they'll just lie to get rid of you. They don't care, right? Oh, this person is a liability or this person is, someone we don't like. Fuck them, right? Just get rid of them. It's that simple. So, you got to understand that about it. That's corporate America, by the way. That's corporate America. You may think you have protections in place, right? So, I did nothing wrong at Best Buy. I was fired wrongly. I proved it in court. What's my recompense? Sue them to get my job back. Oh, but your job doesn't exist. So you'd have to have another job that's lower pay and you don't want to work there anyway because the company's fucking scumbags, right? Can you imagine that if I had sued Best Buy, started working there again under the same people who had fired me wrongly? How would that have gone? Right? I'm sure that would have went well. Anyway. That being said, this whole Activision Blizzard thing just gets worse and worse. And my opinion is the sooner that these people unionize, the better. Because as soon as the union gets into play, this fucking funny business is done. Good luck, sexually harassing your employees with a union. Good fucking luck. You're fucked. Really. Like, they don't go for that shit. Now I'm not saying there's not problems with unions. There absolutely are. Unions can lead to lots of problems in a company. But at the same time, when you have rampant abuse of employees in the games industry over and over, it's like, and then since Activision Blizzard, now you're, it's the same thing at Bungie, it's the same thing here, it's the same thing here. It's like, it's time. It's time to step up and say enough of this. Enough. Let's unionize. Let's stop it with the rampant, widespread abuse of employees, and let's stand up for them. As gamers, right? We respect what these people are doing, right? We play the games, right? We enjoy the games. We should want the best for the people who make those games. And I know that I sit here and I rant and I rave. Oh, fuck the developers. How did they miss this? This is bullshit. This is the worst boss fight I ever had. Fuck this. Fuck that. Obviously, it's overreaction. It's me being silly. I don't mean it when I say anyone should lose a job or whatever. I don't wish that upon anybody. I really don't. Okay? I might have said stupid shit over the years. It's just me being dumb on a stream or in a video. Just being an asshole. This is me overreacting in the spur of the moment, full of emotion. Personally, I respect the people who make games. And over the years, I've only grown more and more respectful of these people. Because now they're on social media. You get to see them give their takes on game development and stuff. And it's interesting to see inside the industry in a way that we were never able to do so before, right? These are people who, just like us, who work their asses off. Maybe they don't get to even see the big picture. They're working on one small aspect of a game. And it's not their fault if the game doesn't turn out great. They work their ass off on their little aspect to make it good, right? So, yeah, let's see what happens. I really feel that in the games industry, we need to see a change for the better. Now, here's the funny part. This guy's name is Cuck Fapitalism. He says, you already complained about video game prices, so let's hear what you have to say when Activision Blizzard doubles their game prices after unionization. You know what I would say? Don't buy Activision Blizzard games till they drop prices reasonably again. Because the problem isn't the employee. The problem is the management. If the management collectively decides we need to double prices, it means, oops, we mismanaged our company, and now we can't roll in dough anymore because we fucked up the management and they unionized. That's, no one should suffer but the management. You understand that, right? So, oops, maybe the management can't get paid $50 million this year. Oh, darn. Oh, shucks. You have to get paid a reasonable wage because you're a scumbag and you ruined your own company. Oh, no. You can't charge $120 for a game because no one will buy it for that because you're a moron. You have to sell it for 60 or 70 like everyone else and not get paid millions of dollars a year because you are a piece of dog shit. Oh, well. You made your bed, now fucking sleep in it. But that's the thing. They need to learn. If there is no punishment, no repercussions for bad behavior, why would the behavior change? Right? There needs to be repercussions for bad behavior. When you are a bad person, you get treated as such. And then there's punishment. Not, oh, I'm a bad person, but I'm protected by all my fucking friends up here in the lofty towers we live in, and they all tell me that I'm the best guy ever to run the company, even though I ran it into the fucking ground, right? No. You get treated like dog shit because you are. That's the problem. These people are protected. They've actually built themselves. They've built themselves into these protective situations. The rich get richer and are protected and insulated from any consequences, while everyone below them are the ones who suffer. Right? Right? Anyway. Those are my news stories for today. Let's do shout outs. All right. Shout out to The Recluse, who did a super chat and says, eating chocolate liqueurs. Now I'm fat and drunk. That's disturbing, but probably delicious. Chocolate liqueurs, probably amazing. Aren't those the little chocolates that have liquor in them? Chocolate liqueurs. Now you're making, oh, it's good. Jack Barstoll has done a super chat. He says, does the invite system even matter for you in Street Fighter? I don't know what you mean. What do you mean by that? If there was a lobby where I could invite people and it worked, that would be amazing because then I could invite people and have private lobbies and stuff. It doesn't work in the Street Fighter collection. You can make a private lobby, but it doesn't work. Yeah, I'm telling you, like, they really, that collection is just so, it's like unfinished work. Like, they were, oh, we're going to release the 30th anniversary collection. Oops, at launch, the lobbies didn't work at all. And then when they finally got them to work, the private stuff doesn't work. You can't ban people from the lobby. Like, it's just unfinished. They never finished it at all. I don't really know what you mean, but thank you for the super chat. One tip so far today from Dog Report, who has tipped $10, says, Phil is live on stream. Today will be a good day. Thank you to Dog Report for the first tip of the day. And that will jump us to $10 in tips because it's the only tip of the day. Well, there you go. What a shock. The first tip of the day updated the tips total. All right. By the way, Activision Blizzard. Okay. All right. That's all I got to talk about on PreStream today. So I guess we can actually start with gameplay Halo. See how it goes. Play for about an hour here before we go on our break, and then play for 2 more hours after the break. I'm excited because I liked the first hour of open world gameplay that we did, and I'm excited for more. So, thanks, guys. I think it's time to start. What do you think? Cool.